What is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, go back to 31 across the DFS industry. Coffee's not done. This is a struggle this morning, but anyhow, Wednesday morning, 5 game EPL slate. Apologies in advance. I'm gonna do my best to cover up the two sick kids in the background. Just know that that's there. May have to respond. May have fatherly eyes pop out every once in a while. You may hear screams. Is what it is. We're gonna get through this 5-gamer. Just a quick PSA on content. For World Cup, I've had questions. There'll be videos. I hope every day. Father of two, so sometimes stuff happens, but hopefully every day during the World Cup. We are gonna have a special package for World Cup. I'm gonna get with Storm on what that'll look like, pricing. For those that have asked if just coverage for World Cup, we will have that. So, quick reminder: like, subscribe, comment to the channel. All really helps FSI. We have just so much awesome stuff. Just gonna plug that one more time. Between NHL, I think NASCAR is ending, but we've had NASCAR, we have NFL showdowns, obviously the soccer content, quick form, really good content. I think we're one of the better people out here in doing it. So please support the channel by subscribing and liking. It's really appreciated. All right, let's get to the games. 5 games. Gonna get through this as quick as I can before the kids all panic. So as you can see, there's your odds there. Biggest decision, we're gonna go right to it, is Liverpool. And what you're going to do with Liverpool. I just want to just state this. I think there's a really strong chance that we see a shakeup and big-time shakeup in personnel. Liverpool defensively played very, very, very well versus Man City. And a big portion of that was Robertson being back at left back versus the just completely offensive-minded Tsimikas. And the removal of TAA, who was hurt. Okay. But did come on for a cameo. Funny enough, came in for a cameo to shut the game down. But Milner was awesome at right back. Shutting down Foden and shutting down Cancelo on the left and just staying home. So it wouldn't be surprised me at all. I think that Gomez goes here. I think Milner goes here. Now the funniest thing is Liverpool's now lost Jota and has lost I almost said Darwin Núñez. Luis Diaz, right? Fabio Carvalho to me is not a left winger and is not ready for that role. I do wonder, Núñez can go out wide. So he might just do Núñez, Firmino, Salah. Or he could decide, especially in a game that they could dominate. It wouldn't shock me at all if he dropped Salah here into the 10. Núñez stayed out wide. And if TAA is fit, you could see TAA as a right winger. And a 4-2-3-1. So just watch the formation. So let's just say this. Robertson's a lock. Splitting sets at worst. At worst is a split as a set share. At best is a set monopoly. He's too cheap at I think 5,700 or whatever. He's lock and load. Mo Salah, lock and load, 8,500, too cheap. If N, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a lock at 7,100, I believe he is. Just too good. If N, without TAA, Milner's a lock. Fills a cheap midfield spot. Anybody else on Liverpool is just kind of dependent on your build. Núñez, Firmino, they're all going to be goal or assist dependent. Thiago actually could end up being a little bit of a popular forward option at 4,900, considering Liverpool's minus 225 here at home. And then Alisson's in play. Just Liverpool. West Ham, I don't really want anybody with West Ham. I really don't. They're not playing well. They're going to play completely on the counter here. Jared Bowen will be the guy I would want, but, it's 5 games. Do I really need to force the biggest dog on the slate? No. Move on. Move on to the next game. If I can click it. Not refresh. It's not what I was trying to do. Brentford hosting Chelsea. Chelsea minus 143. Big guy I'm looking for here. He's predicted on here. I was in my head thinking before, even as I was preparing, Conor Gallagher. If Conor Gallagher is in, the last time he was in, under Graham Potter, he took a monopoly of set pieces with Mason Mount on, with Reece James on, and I think it was with Ben Chilwell. Could have been Cucurella. Conor Gallagher's low 5,000s. He would be a lock and load. If out, Mason Mount splits normally with Chilwell. We really haven't seen Cucurella take sets under Graham Potter. Cucurella, the trick with Cucurella on here, I'm just gonna sit down real quick. The trick with Cucurella and knowing where he's going to play and what formation Chelsea's doing is if you see Chilwell, or first off, it's if you see Chilwell. If you see Chilwell with Cucurella is in a back 3, okay? And that would mean Azpilicueta is a right center back. And then out wide would be a Mount, a Gallagher, or they've even played Raheem Sterling as right wing back. So watch for that. The other thing you just need to do is just count center backs. If you see Koulibaly, if you see Chalobah, if you see Azpilicueta, you don't see Chilwell, it could be a back four, but it could be back three. Either way, Cucurella, if he doesn't have set pieces, I don't think it's worth it. Not on this site. You're going to start losing salary really quick. So Cucurella, not really play for me. Mount definitely is if Gallagher is out. I think he'd be one of the prime midfielders on the slate. It's just going to be a salary thing at that point, but I'd have him in front of James Ward-Prowse, in front of Damari Gray. Yeah. And we'll talk about Man United here in a minute, because if Eriksen is in, that hurts Bruno too, and I'm kind of off both. But if there's no Eriksen, then Bruno sub 7,000 Monopoly set pieces is something I'm definitely on. So we went over Gallagher, Pulisic, Aubameyang, Sterling, whoever plays up front. GPP here. Brentford's a good team, especially at home. We've seen Brentford pull up some big upsets at home, especially under the lights. Just as a different vibe. I'm still not complete. I know Chelsea's playing a lot better than Potter. I'm still not completely sold on them. So I like Brentford here in terms of just like being able to pull a draw or to not get like killed. That's how I say when I say I like Brentford. Like I could see Brentford winning 1-0. Could see them doing like 1-1, 2-1. All those are in the cards. I don't see West Ham doing 2-1 at Anfield. So that's perspective. For Brentford, just because I kind of like them here doesn't mean that I kind of like them to play in DFS. Jensen and Wemos sets. The only play I would actually look at though is YOLO GPP Ivan Toney. He's been absolutely awesome. It's just like the Toney that we saw in the championship 2 years ago. Probably should be getting a call up to England. Just scoring at a crazy rate. Also takes PKs. So yeah, like Toney, like Raya. Those are the guys that I could see myself clicking. Don't really see a world where I click in Wemo or Jensen. Newcastle, big favorite, hosting Everton. I was like, who's that hosting? Easy playing on the entire slate. Kieran Trippier, 6,700, Monopoly set pieces, open play value, dead ball free kicks. Like, what else do you want? Should be like 8K, would still be a lock. So 6,700, 6,600, whatever it is. Easy play. I do think after him, there are some intriguing plays. Like you could go here for forward. Like if you did Almiron, I'm hoping Joe Ellington is playing here in this Willock spot. I like Joe Ellington when I did first run. I couldn't quite get to him, but he has a nice floor, and it's kind of overdue for some assist goal upside, considering he's getting shots. Murphy's fine. Callum Wilson, good for GPP goal. Bruno, this is the Bruno we always want to talk about, but he's just always so hard to play in DFS because he's going to be goal assist dependent, but he's super good. Like he'd be part of a Newcastle GPP stack. It's not Sunday, but you can definitely play the Pope. I don't really like Everton's odds of scoring here. Newcastle, just the hardest part for them is sometimes they can get a little bit tough to score too. So, I think Pope has a really good clean sheet odds here. Just hopefully at that point, you get the Newcastle goal. But yeah, that covers Newcastle. For Everton, only guy I'd really be playing is Damari Gray. He did split sets. It's worth noting with Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil actually played like a left wing back. His price isn't quite low enough yet where I would want to take him as a plus 475 wing back. But if he was like 5K, I'd definitely be interested. But he's not. But Damari Gray, Dwight McNeil, those are your plays. They're not. Neither one of them are really going to fit cash builds. If one of them were to, I think it would be Gray. But I'd probably pick a lot of options. There's a lot of people ahead of him that we've already talked about. And we're going to talk about Tavernier. We're going to talk about Ward-Prowse. We're going to talk about Bruno, the other Bruno. So, yeah, I just don't see a way I'm getting to Gray. Bournemouth, home for Southampton. Neither team is that great, which actually could mean it could be like a decent game. There's 2 cash plays here, and then like a half cash play. 2 cash plays, Marcus Tavernier and James Ward-Prowse. Both are Monopoly takers. Both just it feels like in the past. Like right now, Tavernier doesn't always get their guy. It's almost like he's James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse has a long history of being an always gets their guy. He's struggling a little bit here. I'm not willing to just go all of a sudden, oh man, James Ward-Prowse sucks now. Like that's not the case at all. This would be a really good spot for him to kind of get right from a DFS perspective, especially if you saw like Bournemouth scored an early goal. That would kind of open floodgates for Ward-Prowse. So those are 2 cash plays. Ryan Christie is like the half. He is consistently getting shots, getting foul strong, getting shots assisted. He's low 5s. If you like Bournemouth here, I think he's in play. To me, it's like if Milner is in though, I'm not playing him over Milner. If Gallagher's in, I'm not playing him over Gallagher. So, he's in that range, but those are two far superior plays. Solanke GPP, Building GPP, Fredericks punt fullback, sure. That's about it. Southampton, Ward-Prowse, Shea Adams are the two guys I'm interested in. Adam Armstrong can randomly show up, Aribo can randomly show up, but GPP only. All right, final game. United hosting Spurs. United slight favorite plus 137. Again, watch for Christian Eriksen. If Christian Eriksen's in, he takes sets over Bruno. Mean matters for showdown more than it does for classic. I wouldn't be playing Eriksen in classic. If not, though, Bruno, really, really strong play, sub 7,000, monopoly set pieces. So you need to watch those too. Nobody else I really want from United perspective. You could argue Sancho because he's low fives for cash type of play, but he's just doesn't really have like the Dortmund floor or anything like that. So I would don't go crazy of it. Shaw, Delo are fine, but neither one for a classic are over the other defenders. For Spurs, Son, if no Pearson, monopoly set pieces. I'm really worried that Tottenham, it just goes hardcore on playing on the counter here because United can get a little bit excited when they get in possession, throw too many numbers forward, and then as Jose would say, and I'm sure Conte said too, we're gonna F them on the counter, right? And Son and Kane are like the most deadly counter duo you'll ever see. So I think Son's fine for cash. I think he's gonna be plenty popular in cash. I have my concerns just because it being at Old Trafford. Son, showing some great like goal and assist upside, but not really like showing like a massive floor right now. So I don't know. I think he's like the decision that's like, I really do. Depending like, do you feel that? And I think a lot of it just depends on how much midfield value you have, because if you don't have a lot of midfield value and you need to go up for Ward-Prowse or Tavernier, you're not gonna have money for Son. But if we get good midfield value, then you can go up for Son, lock in the floor, and go from there. All right, that'll do it. 5 games, 10 teams. Hope that helps. Kids are going crazy. I gotta get out of here. Good luck, everybody. See you.